And just like that, it's Nintendo Direct season again. We've arrived at another hype cycle for Nintendo Directs because Nintendo clearly has more games to announce for 2024. They opted to go Partner Showcase in February, and we've heard rumors that April is the month. So today we got our first huge Nintendo Direct leak, and man, we've got to talk about it. So good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. I think these things are really fun to go over, to look at, and kind of gauge, like, if this was it, would we be okay with it? Would we like it? Would we love it? And you got to take it with even less than a grain of salt because this is a full-blown step-by-step guide to what the April Nintendo Direct will have. And if we know anything, a step-by-step, every game listed guide, a printout of the Nintendo Direct means like it's 99.9% not happening. But there's always like just, I don't know. I feel like it's just still good to talk about and look into. And I don't know. I'm really excited to see what Nintendo announces for the rest of the year. Plus, we got 3 new release dates for Switch games coming soon. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hit that like button if you enjoy these videos and are a part of our Good Morning Mario family cruising towards 700 episodes. We're also cruising towards March 28th, which will see the release of Stacklands on Nintendo Switch. This is a game I have on my Steam wishlist because it looks so awesome. It's cards with city building. It's like a management card city builder, roguelite, where you use cards to represent your people, your buildings, your resources, etc. It's gotten a ton of love. It's a really cult hit, and it looks super fun. I can't wait to play it on Switch. Hopefully it runs well. It seems more like a mouse game. I wonder if it's going to have touch controls, but it does look really neat, and I've been waiting to play this one. Also, OTXO. Kind of on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, OTXO is also dropping on March 28th. A lot of people say this is one of the spiritual successors to Hotline Miami that actually does stuff really, really well. Hotline Miami, as you know, is the click, click, boom, get in there. One shot, you're done. Get a few shots, though. You're having fun. Hotline Miami was one of the things that put Devolver Digital on the map as a phenomenal, fantastico, amazing indie developer. And now OTXO is continuing the Hotline Miami, I guess, genre by bringing hyper violence and quick deaths and difficult gameplay, which is actually kind of fun. These all are coming on the same day as Pepper Grinder, so that's going to be an Indie Palooza on March 28th. Get ready to fill your eShop credit. We have some more time before our next game, which is May 16th for Read Only Memories Neuro Diver. This is a follow-up to Read Only Memories, I believe 2064. This game was first announced in 2021. It's now coming out 2024. It's been a long, long time. It takes place in 2064. It's going to have a new character, and it looks very, very intriguing. I never played Read Only Memories, but now I kind of want to. I heard about the game. I knew about the game. As soon as I saw this, I was like, Read Only Memories sounds so familiar. Have I played that? And then I saw, like, no, I have not. So I might need to dive into this one. Those of you who are interested, it is May, coming out in just a couple of months. Now, I know we're all interested in the next Nintendo Direct, and like I prefaced this with, it is almost assuredly fake. It's a printout. Nobody at Nintendo just left this at the bus stop. Nobody, like, it fell out of their Trapper Keeper and they just didn't pick it up. These things are silly, and these things are almost 100% not true. Like I said, 99.9%. But it's cool to look at, it's fun to think about, and I like just getting ready for the next Nintendo Direct because it's probably going to be the biggest of the year. February was a partner showcase. We might have an indie world. Whatever they decide to do in the summer, who knows? But the next Nintendo Direct will probably be the big one that highlights the major games releasing in 2024. In theory, it could have Zelda, Donkey Kong, Metroid, and more, in which case it would be fantastic. Now, the list we have before us today is a very large Direct. This is even larger than I think Nintendo is capable of, and it's putting together so many fan wants, plus so many games that make sense, and some that just absolutely don't. We're going to go through it top to bottom. They say the Direct is on April 18th, which is coming up in about a month, and the first game is Hyrule Warriors The Imprisoning War, releasing on November 21st, 2024. Now, a new Hyrule Warriors game, a new Warriors game of any sort, that could be plausible. Warriors games did well, they sold well. I have to imagine that their dev cost isn't that high. I think sort of you can repeat a lot with developing those types of games and still churn out a nice product, especially if the story is strong. Now, will they go back to Hyrule again? I don't know. We've got Hyrule Warriors, we have Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, a third Hyrule Warriors on Switch. I think it would probably be a Xenoblade Warriors or something of that sort, but The Imprisoning War, okay, interesting, continuing on. the sort of saga that we have come to know with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I think Warriors is plausible. This one, though, I think is very unlikely. Next up, they have The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD, interestingly separated from Twilight Princess HD. Just The Wind Waker HD releasing on July 18th. Now, this is kind of a smart move here, because for this type of a game coming out in July, that makes sense. It's a real quick cycle, but it's for a port of an old game, and that's the only kind of thing I think that can utilize a super short cycle, at least, based on what Nintendo has coming out in May and June. Although that's 3 straight months of remasters / remakes, I don't know that Nintendo would group them all together like that, and I would imagine that when Wind Waker gets announced, Twilight Princess will be announced with it. They move on to Monster Hunter Stories, which is releasing on June 14th. Another trailer for that. Okay, we've seen that. We heard about that. Endless Ocean Luminous, May 2nd. Okay, seen that, heard about that. Epic Mickey Rebrushed, November 14th. Man, really trying to get Mickey Mouse there in the holiday season. I don't know that he's deserving. I mean, Epic Mickey might have... I feel like Epic Mickey has more fans now than it did when it came out, because I remember being super disappointed with that game. It felt very basic, very remedial, very easy, very simplistic. I did not like it. Maybe they can make it better with Rebrushed, but man, okay. Putting it right in the holiday slot. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door gets a new trailer for May 23rd, and then we get to Fire Emblem Echoes, Scars of Jugdral, August 29th, 2024. Again, a real good move. A new Fire Emblem title makes a lot of sense for this year, and the August slot is what I've predicted they would use for Fire Emblem. So of all the things on this list, I like this to be the most realistic. I don't really know what Scars of Jugdral is. I'm not a huge Fire Emblem lore person, but I imagine they're referencing a remake like has been teased and rumored for a very long time. Then we get crazy. Animal Crossing New Leaf HD, November 7th, 2024. Nintendo bringing Animal Crossing back, but an HD version of an old game that has way less newness than New Horizons, and that also lent many of its features to New Horizons. This does not make much sense. I know people want Animal Crossing, and I know this would sell very well, but Nintendo bringing back an old Animal Crossing remastered that is just a worse version of New Horizons, but also has many of the same characters, features, ideas. Like, I don't know. I don't think Nintendo will ever remaster or remake Animal Crossing games. I think they'll just make a new one. Frankly, Animal Crossing games are almost like remasters of their own with new features, and I don't mean that as a slight to the series, but Nintendo clearly likes to iterate on Animal Crossing and make sure it feels like the same type of thing time and time again. So why would they bring one back? I feel like that would just spoil the next one with less sales. I think Animal Crossing New Leaf HD is the craziest thing on this list, and I think there's no chance in heck that it happens. Prove me wrong, Nintendo. Then they go for a Fantasy Life trailer releasing on October 10th, a Deca Police trailer shifting the release date from 2024 to spring 2025, Little Kitty Big City on August 27th, and Biomutant, which we have talked about on the show, May 14th. They then bring us to the next first-party announcement, which is Super Mario Party 2 on October 24th. Now, I think this is, again, a smart move and pretty likely. Mario Party has been insanely successful for Nintendo Switch, and we haven't had one for 3 years. Super Mario Party kicked things off. Mario Party Superstars brought back the nostalgia. Super Mario Party 2 could be sort of the mixing of the two, the modern with the nostalgic. I think this is a very good pick. Maybe Nintendo wants to wait for Mario Party to debut on Switch 2, but at the same time, people will buy this on Switch 2, and you have 140 million Switches to sell this to, and it's a great holiday game, great multiplayer, great local multiplayer, great Joy-Con pusher. I think Mario Party makes a ton of sense, and if ND Cube has had the time, give it to me. I love Mario Party. Then they bring in another just very unlikely, silly release with Super Mario Galaxy plus Super Mario Galaxy 2, a double pack. Remember, we got Mario Galaxy as part of Mario 3D All-Stars, which was pulled from sale, and Mario Galaxy 2 was nowhere to be seen. But now Nintendo apparently listens to fans and is bringing them both back in a double pack releasing on September 19th. Too good to be true. Both those games are really fun. This probably would sell. It's an interesting repackaging because you can't get Mario Galaxy anymore, even though many players did get it. Some stores do still have the game. It's not on the eShop. You can't get this thing. So this would be a cool move. I just think it's very unlikely. Scale Wave Unbound, July 18th. Call of Duty Black Ops Collection, September 26th. I mean, okay, Microsoft is peppering the waters for Call of Duty. Black Ops Collection, okay, they're bringing back old games. I mean, this is plausible, but we've heard about Call of Duty collections on Switch. There's been rumors since the Switch first came out. None of them have ever came to fruition. I would think maybe they wait and do a big Call of Duty on Switch 2. I don't know that they even bother with Switch 1. They probably already are learning Switch 2, and my guess would be that they'll focus their development efforts there, their releases there. I don't see a COD Black Ops Collection coming out. Braid Anniversary Edition drops on April 30th, Luigi's Mansion 2 on June 27th, and then we get our Metroid segment. And here's where it goes even more off the rails because they're doing 3 Metroid games back to back to back. Wait, 4 Metroid games. Give us 4 Metroid games in the same direct. Now, Nintendo loves to release their classic titles, but I don't know if, like, this is so much Metroid. Too much Metroid. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes and Metroid Prime 3 Corruption are going to stealth drop immediately after the presentation. Okay, I can see it. Both of them together, are they separate? I don't really know, but they're not listing them as like remasters. They're just listing them as releases, and that's what we've heard, that they're going to be sort of a little bit touched up, but nowhere near to the extent that Metroid Prime 1 Remastered was done. They give us Metroid Samus Returns HD in early 2025. So this would be the 3DS Metroid game that was already a HD version of Metroid 2, now becoming a new version of a new version in early 2025 for Switch. So this would be on the coattails of Metroid Dread, the popularity of 2D Metroids, and the game selling pretty darn well. Now they're taking Mercury Steam's other work, Metroid Samus Returns, which I think is a far inferior game, and moving it to the Switch. So much Metroid, especially when you consider that they're ending the direct on Metroid Prime 4 Extinction, October 10th, 2024. Now, I take a bunch of issues with this final line here. Metroid Prime 4 Extinction, cool name, but also very aggressive. I don't think Nintendo will call this Extinction. It sort of seems like the end. Unless the Metroids are going to extinct themselves or extinct everyone, I don't think that's going to be the name. I think it's too close to Corruption, and I think Nintendo will go with something that we can't quite easily predict. October 10th is also wild to me because I think if Metroid Prime 4 does come out this year, it will be the big holiday game. It will take the November slot, and they are opting in this direct nonsense to put Animal Crossing New Leaf HD in the November slot and Metroid Prime 4 in the October slot. Flipping those would make a lot more sense. I do think Metroid Prime 4 will release this year. I do believe that now based on what we've seen in the calendar and where we're at with the year. I think Metroid Prime 4 is going to come out. I don't think it's called Extinction. I don't think it's in October, and I definitely know they're not doing 4 Metroid games in a row. That would be overcommitting in an insane way, and something Nintendo has not done. Yes, they did release like Pikmin 1 and 2, and then Pikmin 4, and at one point there was Pikmin 3, and I guess you could compare this to that, but Pikmin is a bigger seller than Metroid, and that's so much Metroid on top of Metroid Prime Remastered and Metroid Dread, and Samus Returns is like an old game, but this is like clearly requiring some work because it's a 3DS game, HDified, ported. That sounds like so much. The whole list is obviously 99.9% nonsense, but I do love the idea that Nintendo is just going hard on franchises that, frankly, we've talked a lot about. Metroid, Zelda, Animal Crossing, and freaking Fire Emblem. Animal Crossing, I don't think it's anything till a new game. You want to hear about Animal Crossing, there's been some leaks about a 2026 release that are interesting, to say the least. I don't think Mario Galaxy gets a double pack. That'd be amazing. I think Fire Emblem releases. I think Mario Party releases. I think Metroid Prime releases. But I think that this is just convenient and weird. I definitely don't think we get another Hyrule Warriors game, although a Warriors game could be possible. If this turns out to be true, I will shave my head. You have my word. It's not true, though. But it was fun, and it was a journey. And I am excited for whatever Nintendo announces because there are more games. We stop with Luigi's Mansion 2 HD at the end of June. We don't know anything beyond that, and they're going to fill the calendar in. So we got some good stuff. And I think 3 of these are very, very likely. That would be Wind Waker, that would be Metroid Prime 4, and that would be Fire Emblem, with a 4th, Mario Party, as pretty likely, and very interesting to see what they do if they decide to make a true sequel to Super Mario Party. Some good ideas there, not as good as the old stuff, but now they've learned that people love Mario Party Superstars. Maybe they can make the perfect mix, but don't get your hopes up for Animal Crossing. I don't think they're ever going to do a remake or remaster of these games. Like I said, it doesn't make a lot of logical sense, but neither does a printout that someone found of the Nintendo Direct in April. Hopefully we do get a Direct in April, just not this one. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments down below. If this was the Direct, would you like it? Would you love it? Would you want some more of it? Give me your feedback. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.